Hello everyone. Let me know how the audio is. Let me know if there are any issues. I've got a few minutes, I think, at least until the match to set things up, and I'm using a new setup, so let me know. I think Cleetose is in the lobby, and we're waiting for KCM. I'll explain what's going on here in just a second. Let me know how the audio is, as always. It's the standard first 5 minutes of every Twitch stream, which is make sure all the audio works and click and type and send out tweets and stuff like that. Pretty standard. How are we all doing tonight? Pretty good, I hope. I might end up having to kill a little time here, depending on when KCM joins and when they start playing. But in theory, it should be in a few minutes, more or less. So there you have it. I will again explain what's going on just as soon as I finish setting up here. Some of you already know, some of you will benefit from it. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is a big one. Big deal. Okay. I've got my SpyParty shirt on. This is the one I made for the 2015 PAX, the laser sight thing, the minimalist design. One of my favorite bits is to wear this shirt, have someone ask me what it is, and I explain and I say, I designed it myself, put a lot of time into it, and then I just sort of just stone-faced. Make them think that I'm being serious. Works surprisingly often. Okay, I'm going to start explaining in just a moment. I'm getting word that they are going to start in the next handful of minutes. It's going to be a little bit longer here. The tension. It's a lot. It is a lot tension. Much lot tension. It's a strange feeling. I'm used to being very nervous before my own matches. And I'll get vicariously nervous for other people's matches, but this is a new feeling entirely. Oh, I'm not really casting, noob. I'm not on a voice channel or anything. I was just going to react. But thank you. You're not going to get much of a cast out of me, everyone, tonight. I mean, I might analyze a little bit, but it's going to be very different from the actual casts. Shep, you need Cleetose to win. Yes, he needs to win outright. He cannot even draw. If Cleetose wins outright, then I'm in. And anything else, and it's KCM. Hello, Kaylee. Yes, Kaylee is... Kaylee also has an interest in this. It's a little different for him. It's Kaylee's trying to figure out who he's going to play. Me or KCM. And, you know, It's different for him either way. Uh, I have a much more direct and relevant interest. Uh, the emote is perfect. Yes, the emote is perfect. When I thought about doing this, I thought of that exact pose, unrelated to the emote, though, of like, am I just going to spend an hour and a half going like this, talking through my own fingers? Maybe, yeah. Those jazz hands? Dog paw jazz hands? Look, I'm an old man. I'm not up with the kids' emotes, man. Jazz paws. Why? Why though? Why though? I know a few memes. They're all. It's an older meme, but it checks out, sir. I'm like 1 year behind most of these, and every now and then I know about one as soon as it comes out. Oh, it's a ferret thing. Okay, fair enough. I didn't see his streams too often back in the day. Oh, oh boy. Okay. Oh, I wanted to tell Cleetos one more thing. I want to give Cleetos as much advice as I want to help as much. I want to throw so many statistics at him. Oh, Cleetos is here? Okay, buddy. All right. Well, KCM's probably not going to watch this, so I could probably just tell you something now, right? I could just tell you stuff. I can just give you advice. I mean, it's not. I mean, I give everyone advice if they want it, you know. Hmm. Yes, tell him stuff. Okay. All right. If he or you picks library, which seems pretty likely to me, and he's spying on library, look for a time ad in the first 25 seconds or so. I wouldn't exactly bank on it, but I would come pretty close to banking on it. Yeah, watch out for the time ad, and probably, if he gets away with it, the next 45 seconds after that, a bug. I'm only mentioning this because I feel like it's a really good chance you or he is going to pick library. Probably you. I don't know what he's going to ban, though, because he likes gallery. So what did he ban against you last time? Let me see. What did he ban against you? Okay, KCM and Cleetos. That was week 5? Oh, yeah, Noob. No, I've been thinking, if Noob makes Diamond, how am I... We've talked so much strategy. We've seen each other play so much. We used to spar. We're going to have to do the opposite of everything we do. It's going to be stupid. Yeah, okay, KCM banned library last time. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Well, I think he's probably going to stick with it. He's probably going to stick with that. But if he doesn't, and you pick it, and he's spy, I would, like, sit on that early time ad, and then a bug shortly after. Gallery, I mean... I deliberately knew I was going to ban gallery against KCM, so I didn't study his gallery game as much. But it's the standard KCM stuff of, like, he's not going to do the obvious thing. He's not going to go to statues twice if he can help it. He's going to try to play statueless or silent if he can. So I would say fingerprint and bug. Honestly, just camp the living daylights out of bug, dude. Just do it. Just do it. And he's still going to get him by you, but you'll at least get to see some bug paths and maybe take a tough shot for it. Ooh. Yeah, just bug. Cleetos, catch them bugs. You got to be full-on exterminator. You are the exterminator, Cleetos. You kill all the bugs. You squash the bugs. It's like you and Checker are obsessed with bugs. That's it. Okay, so last time they played, yeah, Cleetos banned pub. KCM wasn't going to pick it anyway. KCM bans library. Cleetos picks gallery. KCM picks modern. Okay. What is baseline rate? So most of you already probably know that a baseline human rate is 72. When I was testing this, I think mine was like 68. Mine's a little lower than average, which makes sense. My dad and I both have low blood pressure too, so it's kind of like a thing. It's not because I'm cool as a cucumber by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, my resting heart rate is like high 60s, so it's already a little elevated. Yeah, I can just feel myself tensing up a little bit. And, you know, maybe something will happen, maybe it won't, maybe it'll be close, maybe it won't. I know Cleetos has got some skills, and I know he's capable of stuff, and me banning pub is basically the same as me banning nothing. Fair enough, yeah. I mean, he's not gonna pick it. I guess the question is, yeah, what are you gonna ban, if anything? I mean, he's got strong modern tendencies. I don't know if you're in a position to exploit those or not. If you can do, like, a really clean finish on modern, that can be really good. I don't know, man. I've got a million things I want to tell you, but I also don't want to overload. And, you know, you're going to play your match, and you're more than capable. So, yeah. Banning Modern's probably good if you haven't specifically studied it and specifically have like a game plan, because you can game plan around that. I mean, KCM has tendencies like everywhere, so everyone does. So I mean, I left Modern open against him. Yeah, if you rarely play it and you're not used to that timing and you don't have a specific game plan against him, I would absolutely ban Modern. Yeah, yeah, I think that's smart. And on Ballroom, boy, Ballroom, he's gonna go silent or statueless, and he's gonna bug. I mean, just he'll probably let you play Ballroom, and I think Ballroom is your map, man. I made a big mistake when I played Cleetose the second time. I was kind of thrown. What did he? I think he banned something I wanted to pick. What was it? Let me see here. Oh, what was it? Week 7, week 6. Okay, he banned Veranda, and I was gonna pick Veranda. It was a smart ban, and I was like so thrown, and I actually didn't have any other like obvious second choice. I was fine with kind of whatever, but I didn't love any of them, so I picked Ballroom, which was really stupid. That was one of my few, maybe my only significant, like even in terms of game plan. Obviously, things cannot work out even if you have a good game plan. That happened to me a couple times, but picking Ballroom, not banning Ballroom against you maybe, and especially picking it for you in a way, that was my biggest whiff all year on picks and bans, bar none. And I think you're pretty good at Ballroom, so I think Ballroom, if he leaves it open, that's your jam, man. That's your jam. I think you get spy wins by him, and if you catch those bugs, and know that he's gonna play that atypical game, I think you can get him on Ballroom. So good luck, my friend. That's what I would do if I were you. But he's probably too good on Courtyard. I don't know, man. I mean, I'd say after Ballroom, maybe if you're gonna go crazy, go Aquarium over Tayen. KCM's actually really darn good at Tayen. He really is. So yeah, the greens. That's a good idea. Yeah, greens are gonna make a big deal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close. This is this is not the position I wanted to be in. Needing somebody else's help. Oh, Kaylee with the tan thing. Yeah, I mean, so I'll just tell you straight up now, Kaylee, because it doesn't matter anymore. I was gonna double tan against you if you'd banned high rise. It was gonna be that or high rise, and I felt good about it. I would have been fine with that. I was a little thrown, but when you left high rise open, I had to do it. So, yeah. Well, so we talked about it afterwards, and you didn't sound all that certain that I was going to, because there really wasn't much reason to. It was just, he went 4-0 in high rise in the beginning of the season, and then he didn't pick it again after that. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised that you thought I was definitely going to. Oh, you know now. Yeah, we did talk about it. I'm not sure how much of this I told you. Yeah, no, I was just assuming all like a week and a half leading up to that. I think it was 2 weeks because it got delayed. That's right, we had to reschedule. 2 weeks, I was just planning all around Tayen, and then it didn't happen. And that can be bad. I wasn't sure that the high rise thing was going to work out. Obviously, it's a net gain for me overall, but if I'm not in that mindset, not preparing for it, it can be a little rough. It worked out, but it could have easily not worked out. And geez, there's no reason for me to keep these secrets now anyway, because the finals format means we're going to play, all this stuff regardless if I make it. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I heard you're saying about the 50-50. I think that might be true. It might not. I actually think we don't have a good sense of Tayen yet. But I think there's still more to be learned about Tayen. Still more to be learned about Tayen, and I don't think it's entirely a 50-50 for a lot of people. And if it is, you win a lot of games. So there are relative advantages, even if it's not a quote-unquote advantage, it's all relative, right? What's the best choice you can make? And I think Tayen in our matchup there would have been the best choice I could make, and when it wasn't, high rise was the next best one, so I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, look, Tayen's forcing you out of your comfort zone, and that's sort of the brilliance of it in some ways. I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with it, and I agree with some of them, but it's interesting. It forces you to snipe a little differently, spy a little differently, and I like that about it. So I did have some stuff planned, I'll say that much. Guess it doesn't really hurt. Of course I have something planned. It might not be good. There was some politician someone was describing once, and I really like this phrase because I feel like it describes me too. They said, they always have a plan. It's not always a good plan, but they always have a plan. I always have a plan. It is not always good. It's good more than half the time, I'm pretty sure, which is why I'm in this position, but it's not always good. It's just always there. There's always something. And I always feel better about that. The only time I've ever felt really bad about losses is when I have a game plan, it's right, and I lose anyway because I don't execute on it. That's the worst feeling. And I decided after that happened in past seasons that that's just not going to happen again. If I lose, it's going to be because the game plan's wrong, and I'm just going to say congratulations. But I tell you what, that balancing between have a game plan but improvise, because so much of the game is about that, that's tough. I feel like I'm never going to be great at that. I'm never going to be perfect at it. Because there are matches where I've had game plans, and then 2-3 games in, I realize it's not going to work. And I just have to mix it up. And I found that it depends on what the research yields. If the research yields something really strong, then my threshold for changing that game plan is going to be very high. But if it's like tenuous and I don't feel really good about my conclusions based on the research, then it's going to be, okay, if I see something weird in the first game or the second game, I'm going to be ready to call an audible and mix it up right away. So there has to be like a confidence interval along with having a game plan, which is not something I anticipated when I started doing this more. But it's been a lesson learned, to say the least. KCM is making me sweat. I'm waiting here. So I guess I'll just recap things real quick. When I saw the schedule, when I saw what Diamond looked like this year, with Bloom leaving and everything, it was obvious you're going to need a pretty decent number of points to get into the finals. Right now, it looks like if KCM loses, it'll be 13. And that is like the absolute minimum I would have thought. But when I saw the schedule, I saw I had Bacon first and KCM second. And it was just so obvious to me. I told this to so many people at the time, they can vouch for it. Before the season even started, I said the first 2 matches are probably the entire thing. Because whoever makes the finals, assuming Kaylee makes it, whoever makes the finals is going to be someone who wins those in-between matches, those matches between KCM and Bacon and I, where, I'll say, maybe they're slight favorites against me or whatever, but the point is it's always between like 40 and 60% who's going to win, and someone is just going to kind of win a couple coin flips, right? They're going to win a couple close matches outright, or they're going to squeeze a draw out of what should have been a loss, and whoever does that is going to be in the finals, is what's going to happen. So I knew right away that if I did well in those first couple games, I was just in a fantastic position, and if I did really badly, I was in a really awful position, and I just went 0-2, and they were two of the closest matches I have ever played, and they happened back to back at the worst possible time. They were just so close. I was up 4-0 on Bacon and lost it. Boy, I could talk for an hour about that first match and all the things that had to go wrong to manage to get no points out of it. Felt it was a win, and it turned into a loss, and good for Bacon, good job. You can't sleep on him, but I had the win and I gave it up. And then against KCM, boy, we both talked about that match after, and we were both saying, boy, that just feels like a tie. It really felt like we tied, but I didn't quite, and that's the one where I was 1 pixel shy of that flirt. And I'll just tell you right now, if KCM wins tonight, that 1 pixel will have been the difference. I will make an agonizing GIF demonstrating what this game is like. So, yeah. So I was 0-2 after those, and I thought, I told people, I'm like, that's basically it. I need a miracle. I need help, and I need to play out of my mind the rest of the way. And one of those things happened. I have not gotten quite as much help as I need so far, but I went 6-1-1 after that, 13 out of 16 possible points down the stretch, and that was the only way I even had a small chance of making it. The only reason I wasn't eliminated weeks ago, and here we are. But boy, if I had just managed to get anything out of those first 2 weeks, which I knew were huge going in, I'd either have already clinched or I'd be on the verge of it, so that's how it goes, man. It's a marginal game, and it's particularly marginal in Diamond, and the difference between 7-5 and 5-7 is tiny anywhere, and in Diamond it feels like nothing. It really does. I will sometimes feel like I've played well enough to win and lose, and sometimes vice versa, but that's just something I've had to get used to. I tell you what, when I started in Season 2, I was in Gold, and if I played well, I won. That's pretty much how it worked. And there was a nice clarity to that, some pressure too. Platinum, mostly the same thing. What's freaked me out about Diamond is that sometimes I play well and I lose. That's a new sensation, competitively. So that's been tough getting used to. It's just kind of living with those tiny, fluky, marginal, pixel-sized disappointments. But that's why it's great too. And sometimes, not as often as I'd like, but sometimes I've been the beneficiary of it. So, KCM still got me waiting. Okay. I know he's probably there's probably nothing to this. I think Cleeto said, probably about 8:30 Pacific, and so he's probably just taking his time, and that's fine. Uh, yeah. Mm. Ooh. Hmm. Hold my breath for 15 seconds. You want to see it spike? Okay. That was more like 25 seconds, 30 seconds. Oh, I can get lower than that, yeah. Just breathe. No, 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 Kaylee, no, 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 no. You're thinking of what's good for me. I'm thinking of what's good for the stream, and what's good for the stream is for this thing to spike and freak everybody out. That's what's good. That's what's real good. That's the whole idea. So I actually got this heart rate monitor before the season, and I was going to do a bunch of streams because I noticed last season in particular that when I was spying in my matches, if I hit the mission win countdown, I could feel my heart, like really feel my heart through my chest. It was shocking. It probably spiked to 125, 130, just easy. And then I noticed it kind of happens in casual games too, which is not great. And then I thought, well, that'd be a fun stream, it's just to see how it spikes when I do a hardtail or when I'm in the mission win countdown or whatever. And then I kind of didn't get around to it, and SCL took over my brain, and we ended up doing even more technical work than usual with like the automatic uploads and all the cool stuff you've seen this year. So then when this happened, when we ended up with this situation, I thought, oh, here's the perfect time to bust it out, And if the match is even moderately competitive, I'm sure I'm going to freak out. But the heart rate thing's a cool idea. It doesn't cost very much. There's a fun little tutorial online. I don't know if I'd recommend it or not, but seems high. Yeah. Yeah, no, so the thumping through the chat, it's amazing. It can be a little nerve-wracking, especially because you realize there's nothing physical going on. Nothing. It is all happening on your head. You guys placing bets on my heart rate? That's fantastic. Can I get in on this, or? Oh, that's right. Noob is on heart medication. That's right. He knows all about this stuff, man. He's got a good sense of it. He just doesn't know how sweaty tryhard I am, so, yeah. Okay. So, why don't I show you guys the replay thing I was just talking about? Okay. Let's try this. Okay. Let's see. Oh, you don't get to see this. Sorry. Okay. So when did I play him? Was it March? I think so. Yeah, here we go. Okay. I think it's this one. I'm pretty sure it's this one. I might as well show you the heartbreaking game now. Let me know if you can hear the game and everything. Nope, this isn't it. Sorry. Up a little bit. It's the first one. So, I'm going to qualify this. Has he made a folder for his SCL games? Oh, there are subfolders in research, my friend. There are subfolders within subfolders within subfolders. There are, frankly, too many folders. And I sync them across devices because I do it at my lunch break at work. Okay, so one thing that kind of kills this fun little narrative is that the match would play out differently if I'd won this game, of course. But for counterfactuals, it's pretty fun. We're not going to analyze this too much because I screwed up and Noob's going to let me know again, like I don't know already. I'm going to jump around a little bit. That's me. I'm Pearls. I'm getting an early flirt in. It's white. That's going to change my game plan a little bit. Oh, I have casting mode on. I don't need casting mode on. And at this point, I am really determined. If things don't fall apart, I'm really determined to finish this game because KCM holds his shots a lot. So if I'm not obvious about my flirts, I think I'm going to be fine. I get bumped up here. Yep, there we go. Fine, I have the one flirt. It's not too bad at this point. I chase my seduction target to windows. It's a green test, so I've got 2. Yep. I'm top sus, but I was straddling the line just right. So I'm at 82%. You can see 82% after the green there. Cool. So there's 55 seconds left. I need 18%. The lowest possible flirt is 17%. That's what you get if you are all the way across from your seduction target in a giant conversation circle. Hey, lazy bear. So, here's what I'm thinking. Let's look at my camera. I'm looking over here, and I'm looking, you see that open spot? Let's look at this open. See that open spot over here? Right here? I'm thinking, look at this. This is not actually directly across my seduction target. It's a little to the left. This is directly across. This is not. So I'm thinking if I go in that spot, I'm good. It'll be slightly better than 17%. Therefore, it'll be 18%. Therefore, profit. So I figure I'm going to go in here. I'm going to take my time, though, because it doesn't matter if I hit green or white, and I'm already a suspect. Yep, there are hidden decimals, right? Yeah, no, I know. This is all happening in the moment, by the way. And here's my mistake. Here's the problem. Look at this. Look at the blue in front of me. Noticeable blue. Look at behind me. Almost none. I am not across from my seduction target all the way, but I am on the outer edge of the circle. That doesn't come up very often. That almost never matters. This time it absolutely did. Yep. So, yeah, Kaylee's talking about shallow placement. Sometimes spies will do that when they get closer in there, but I never thought about the inverse. I never thought about make sure you're not too far out. Because at this point, I'm really just trying to time things well. I'm thinking all about the timing and what's more likely to make him shoot. And I seduce here. And I was thinking so much about the laser and everything, it took me several seconds after the flirt to realize it had not gone into mission 1 countdown. I got slightly, because I was like timing the thing, I was thinking about the drink take and all this other stuff. And then, that's it. That's it. 99%. And if KCM wins tonight over Cleetose, you would have to only convert this game into a spy win to force a tie and to put me in the finals. So, I'd have to check the actual underlying code, the rounded number, but this right here, see this floor? 1 pixel. There's a really good chance that pixel could be the difference between KCM being in the finals and myself. That could be it. That could be it. I said that in a cast a long time ago, and if KCM wins tonight, I'm going to have to go find that clip. I was talking to Toa about it. I said, they say baseball is a game of inches. Well, SpyParty is a game of pixels. I was saying it about someone playing Alice on Pub. 99%. They got the same thing, and I said, game of pixels. And little did I know how poignant that was going to be later. So I'm going to have to dig up that cast if KCM wins tonight, and I'm going to have to put it together with this clip. I will be my own whipping boy because how can you not, right? It's so dramatic. Heartbreaking it might be. I can't resist. The caster in me is going to throw the player in me under the bus and make a lot of hay out of that because it's a great story. And it's really illustrative of how great this game is. So, well, yeah, that's another thing, too. If Cleetose wins, then none of this matters. And all my shame is wiped away. And I can replace it with new shame if I lose the finals. So, there we go. There we go. That is what happened. Yeah. So I guess I can look at some of these earlier ones. Let me see here. Oh, okay. So because you can, that's the 1 pixel thing. That's more dramatic. But you can switch any of the games and it's a tie, right? And that works just as well. So I can also obsess. Don't worry, I have plenty of things to obsess over here. Because when it's this freaking close, you can find 100 things during the season that could have changed very slightly to swing the outcome. That's the crazy part. You can't possibly, think that way, but you do anyway. So another way that it could have swung the outcome here is this high-rise game. KCM is here as rocker. And there were a number of points in this game where the ambassador felt a little vulnerable. But I felt really confident that no one but Teal, right? Okay, I'm going to start over. I'm rambling a little bit. Let's go here. Interactive sniper camera is what I want. Okay, this is interactive sniper camera. This is what I actually saw. Okay, so there's Teal at windows. Okay, already. Oh no, this is a weird KCM high-rise game. That's why he won. This is crazy. Yes, this is wild. Okay, so already I'm thinking that Teal, if they're not pairing with Irish, is specifically more KCM-like because they're going to windows early on a 3-5 variant. That's very KCM. This is one of the ways I managed to beat him in High Rise last season. He was hair on High Rise, and I think someone else finished along with him, and there was never any doubt in my mind that it was him. Because one of them was idling early on and one of them was aggressive early on, and I just had decided he's going to idle early on based on what I'd seen. So I'm a little suspicious of Teal just for that. I'm either flirt pairing or more likely I'm saying this is KCM wasting time because he can afford to, so he's acting like an AI. Okay, so Teal, Teal's bouncing around. Nothing's really going on here. Blah, blah, blah. I think Teal goes to statues pretty soon is what should happen here. Like first half of the game? Let me see here. Where is it? No, it's near the end. There it is. Okay, so 130. There we go. 130. Teal goes to center statues. At this point, Teal's the only person who could complete inspects. Pretty standard, right? First, you need to have a perfect grasp of the party and guard the bugs, and then you have the decision of, am I shooting the first person who completes or not? And there's a lot of theory behind that, and some people are better at the reasons why they may or may not. You can see I'm guarding. Look at the laser position relative to the camera here. I'm guarding that ambassador. So Teal has done with inspects. Pretty sure she could have flirted well. I wasn't tracking flirt as well as I would have liked, but pretty sure she had ample opportunity. So at this point, Teal's the only one who could be done. The only one. Okay. Now, I told myself, I remember this very, very specifically. What was it? Was it right here? Teal does something in the first minute or so of this game. I don't remember what it was. But I remember crystal clear thinking, this is so brutal because of what happens later. I told myself, if you end up with a 50-50 later, don't pick Teal. I thought those almost exact words to myself. I don't remember why. There was something she did. Yeah, well, maybe I missed the cycle. I don't know. I was guarding the Amba pretty close. Regardless, I told myself, don't pick Teal. Yeah, I was very worried about bug. Oh, I cannot overemphasize how scared I was of KCM bugging. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm cutting off in the middle of the game. Sorry. I'm using a new setup with the heart rate and all that stuff, and it's probably a little off. Hopefully it won't matter too much. I can maybe try to fix it if we end up killing a little more time. But so I told myself specifically, if it's down to 2 people and Teal's one of them, don't Teal. I'll try in a second, guys. Hang on. It's not window capture. But I'll come back to that in a second. I told myself, yeah, don't shoot Teal if that's the case. Because Teal did something, I forget what, that just KCM was not doing. So I was like, okay, that's important. But we jump to the end of this game. There's 30 seconds left. Look at this. KCM is not about to complete. So he's gonna, he's clearly gonna BB, but he still has to rush the statues or bug or something. So he's not about to finish. This is bizarre right here. KCM's position, look at that clock. 30 seconds left, and he's got nothing but seduce done. This is weird. So the problem I have is that there's Rocker. The clock has 30 seconds on it. I'll just tell you. You can trust me. Fine. 30 seconds. Teal has done something that seems un-KCM-like. Something KCM wouldn't normally do. But if it's not Teal, then KCM is not about to finish without rushing something in the last seconds. That's also something KCM does not do. So, I have an impossible choice. Even if I have understood KCM properly here, he's doing something he doesn't normally do. No, I'm not refusing. I literally don't remember. Boy, why don't I remember? That's really weird. I remember so much else about this match. I don't remember what it was. I have some guesses, but I don't remember my thought process. But I remember thinking that explicitly to myself, like, don't shoot Teal if it comes down to that, which is heartbreaking because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to shoot Teal. I'm going to shoot Teal because she's the only one who could be done, and because KCM doesn't crash bug late. KCM doesn't time out. These things don't happen. He finishes. He plans. And he has all game to finish. It turns out what actually happened was he wanted to bug all game, which is what I was worried about. You notice I was guarding that really closely. He wanted to bug all game, and he just didn't feel like he had a good opportunity. And that was it. That was all it took. So, KCM had either behaved unlike himself in one way or another way, and
banana bread.
And I have to make that decision. You can see me hesitate. I take a few seconds, I highlight her, I don't just shoot right away. But to my mind, she's the only one who could be done, and I had to decide which un-KCM-like thing is KCM done right now. And I decided that in his bones, KCM finishes missions. And that's usually true. In this case, he hadn't. He didn't like his bug opportunities. If he'd gotten one, he would have taken it. Maybe I catch it, maybe I don't. But I would have felt better about missing that, I guess, at least. So I shoot the only person I could think could be done because I can't fathom that there's 17 seconds left on the clock there. Whatever it is, yeah. And KCM's just hasn't been done. The funny thing is, he tells me afterwards, tells me about the bug thing, and he tells me he was just thinking about, oh, I guess I have to crash bug. So if I hold on, maybe a few more seconds, then he has to crash bug anyway. So if I survive the BB, then I'm
Banana
fine.
bread.
Yeah. So that's that. Those are the two games. Those are the two most easily flippable games, I think. The two games that ultimately felt closest. And if you flip either one of those, then tonight doesn't matter, and the bacon thing would have clinched it. So that's where you go. We've been waiting about half an hour, and he's not here yet. He might have gotten caught up at work. So I'm going to give him a little bit longer, and then I might take a break and even just come back, because I don't want to waste your time or anything with my boring normal heart rate. You didn't come here for that. You came here to see a heart attack live on stream. Well, I could look at some other games in the meantime, but I'm going to give it at least a few more minutes here. Level of trust into people play pattern. Right, so that's something I've thought about too, is counterplay. There's game planning, and then there's game planning when they know that you're game planning. But I have talked to KCM in the past about certain things, and most of it hasn't changed too much, and it doesn't really have to change for him to win. So my operating assumption here was that he wasn't going to change too much. But also, some of these things are new. Like, it's not like I noticed something about him on High Rise, told him last year, and then just assumed he'd keep doing it. These were some new things. There are some general things, too. And that part's not going to change too much, because part of my philosophy here is, okay, everyone says, okay, so he's researching me, fine. So I just have to play against type. That's true. There's an advantage there. On the other hand, if they're playing against type, the things I'm really banking on are the things that are deeply, deeply ingrained. If it's not deeply ingrained, then I'm not banking on it as much. If it is deeply ingrained and they want to counterplay it, then they're going to be doing something they don't do very much, something they don't have as much practice at, not as good at. So they're going to be playing something other than their game, and that's already a win. That is a net win. If you can make someone play a way they are not as comfortable playing, even if it's not what you're expecting, I say that's a net gain. And then the other part of that, of course, is just having the discipline, which I do not always have. The discipline to know when the game plan has to be abandoned or augmented, and if so, what's that threshold? How many games? And that's just a judgment call. It's based on how strong the tendencies are and what the failure looks like. Which things can I bank on that will fail gracefully if they mix it up, for example, right? Like if you just say, I'm the first person who picks up a fingerprint is going to be my absolute top suspect, that's not going to work, because if they just don't do fingerprint, you're just screwed. If, on the other hand, you say they like this mission and this mission a lot more than that mission and that mission, and I'm going to lean on them a little bit more, and it's going to be like a 60-40 thing, that is like a fail gracefully, low-risk way to game plan. So it totally depends on the upsides and downsides. And if you're wondering if I really think all that, yeah, I overthink all that. So I don't want to get into the Yomi thing, because you can't win the Yomi thing. Yomi is not a skill, you guys. Game planning is, execution is, high-level strategy absolutely is, but just the random guessing of like both players are completely aware of counterplay and just trying to guess how many levels deep they're going to go, that's not a skill. Or at least I don't think it is. And I'm not trying to do that ever. So that's not what I'm looking for. And that's not what... And I don't think that is Yomi. You know, whatever I'm describing, I don't think of as Yomi. But it is a balancing act. I should play... Yeah. I should play KCM's beautiful modern game from that set for you guys. Okay, so I like to judge how well my doubled venue picks go and things like that. But the numbers are a little off, because very often, this has been happening more, and this happened here with KCM in week 2. Very often, if someone has a venue I know they're going to pick, like I was positive KCM was going to pick modern, or as positive as you can be, of course, that sort of becomes like my double, by which I mean that becomes the venue I prepare for, that I do most of my thought on. So I didn't have anything I wanted to pick into KCM bad enough, so instead I focused on what his double was going to be, which is a little riskier because I can't force him to pick it, but it seemed likely. So for purposes of evaluating the draft here, I think of modern as my pick, because that's the one I was banking on. That's the one I was playing around. And I'm just going to leave this on here in the background a little bit because it's KCM playing a really, really good Modern game, and I took one of the toughest shots I've ever taken, and I'm so happy it was right. But I felt there were strong enough tendencies on Modern that I was going to be able to win both sniper games. And it was closer than it should have been, but I managed to win both. And then I could sneak out a spy game, and that's exactly what happened. It went 3-1. And when you go 3-1 on their venue, because you know they're going to pick it and you game plan, I mean, you'll take that every time. I gave it away on balcony. I picked balcony because I wasn't confident enough that my plan was going to work. And it's actually something I learned from. It's something Noob picked up on when he casted my Week 4 match with Kaylee. I picked Courtyard there, not because I think Courtyard gives me any kind of advantage against Kaylee, but because I had to plan that I was going to have a lead by then and won a boring venue. And that's what happened. And that's something I learned that the hard way, because in both of these matches where I lost at the beginning of the season, I chose swingy venues because I was worried I was going to be behind or need the swing. And in both cases, I jumped out to a lead and regretted it. So in both cases, I had a lack of confidence about my own game planning that ultimately led me to lose. And I learned from that in the second half of the season, for sure. I decided it made more sense to put more thought into the choice and then be more confident in the choice and be okay with boring venues later, assuming my choices were going to work out. And when I started doing that, I saw dramatically better results. So it's tough because it doesn't always work, but I absolutely believe that if I had a little more confidence in my venue picks, my second picks in particular, it'd be a very different... Cleetose-KCM has joined the lobby. Oh boy. Good stuff. The alts, you guys.
Banana bread.
Killing it with the alts. Okay, so KCM here is already bugged. I missed it because he did it on a briefcase, and I was just really... Ugh. Yeah. I wasn't paying enough attention to it because it's such an atypical time to bug. It was a pretty good bug, but I just missed it, and it screwed up, so... Oh, no, yeah, Noob doesn't like the Year of the Track thing next year because Noob's planning to be up there next time, so... Track can't beat me? We'll see. You know, I almost wore our tag team shirt tonight for this cast. Instead, I went, you know, red dot, but yeah. So KCM at this point has a fingerprint, a third of the seduce, the bug is done, the contact's done. He's a suspect, but he's not a big one. He's not a big one. Oh, and by the way, you can see I'm not doing statue highlights. I'm not doing statue highlights because I basically decided that KCM was not going to complete inspects against me. I just decided that. Because he's KCM. And inspects are obvious. Yeah, Banana with the hazard tomorrow. Yeah. Well, do you want to stay in Plat? Plat's scary. Plat's tough. Banana, you really turned it on there, I felt like, in some of those final weeks. So, you know, you can certainly do it. Certainly do it. I think you two are probably in the same general range. Both capable, man. I don't know. I don't know, but you seem to have been turning it on a little bit, so I think you might be all right. Just don't do the meta. Just ignore it. Okay, so you can see now Casey's moving the flirt along. And he got away with a timeout earlier, so this game is really dragging on. It's going to be over 5 minutes when all's said and done. I knew he was going to time ad, but there's a specific thing he does in Modern that I really wanted to camp early on other than time ad, so I was just willing to miss it, and I did. Still could have caught it if I'd been good enough, but I sold out on blocking something. And it's something he did in his second Modern Spy game instead. Okay, so he's just trying to finish the flirt here. Yep, there we go. He is also going to stand not quite diametrically opposed, and it doesn't matter because he only needs 16, so he can't possibly screw this up the way I did on the balcony game. He's going to get it done, and now you see he's got 4 missions done in a minute left. And knowing KCM, yeah, it's either going to be swap or purloin, and probably purloin. And I'm trying, God, I wish I had more time here because I'm doing this on the fly. I wasn't planning on reviewing these. KCM did something that made me suspect him more leading into this last move. I wish I could remember what it was. Because I remember that he was top suspect. What was it? What did he do? Jeez. Slowcast Modern. I mean, we're probably going to at some point. The next Slowcast is almost definitely going to be Veranda, by the way. Probably maybe this coming Friday or next. It's going to be Veranda because there's a lot of options there. And Modern might be after that. I don't know. but it has to be things with a lot of choices. But it's definitely veranda next. It was going to be ballroom and veranda in some order. So at this point, look, I'm already staring at him, and I noticed the demand. It doesn't matter if he demanded or not. The fact that he demanded just allowed me to, yeah, stare and confirm. And I was not positive when I took that shot until the demand. I was not. He was top suspect. Oh, I wish I could find out why. I was onto him for something. I think it might have been the drink fingerprint at the bar. I think that might have been it. But it wasn't just that. No, there was something. He did something KCM. He did something KCM-y. Hey, Nan, what's up? Hey, screw everyone. We're just waiting for KCM, but I think he might have gotten detained at work, so this may or may not happen. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Veranda's really interesting. I didn't like it for the longest time, and then at some point I just apparently got better at it. There was a game last season. Oh, Lazy Bear. Oh, if you assume no inspect finish on Modern, that print finish becomes a lot more sus. Yeah, that's true. I remember it definitely wasn't just a print, though. There was something else. But you're right. Like, and that's what I mentioned before about, like, being confident that your venue pick is going to work out, right? Similarly, if you're going to say they're not going to complete inspects against me, obviously you have to be ready for the possibility that they might, but mostly be ready for the possibility that you're right. Be ready for the possibility that they're going to have to do something else, and you're right. If it's not inspects, what's it going to be? It's probably going to be fingerprint in this case. So that makes absolute sense. But there was a match last season. It was against Bloom. I was still in the running there, still trying to fend off a hazard, and still trying to make the finals. And I think I was 4-3 at the time, and I'd just beaten Bacon. And I was up against Bloom, and I could tell based on the standings that if I beat Bloom, if I went up 5-3, I was going to be in a really important, a really strong position to make the finals. It was a big match. And I played a game against him on Spine Library where he didn't see the swap, but he had to shoot me anyway, and he barely did it in time, and he shot me, and it was very upsetting. And then I lost a tough sniper game, and blah, blah, blah. And it fell apart, and I was down like 5-0. And then I sort of relaxed, and I played a really loose spy game on Veranda, which is one of the best spy games I've ever played. And he said, I have no idea. I had no idea who you were. It was totally clean. Wasn't even low lit, wasn't like that. I just played a super clean Veranda game, and I felt great. And that just kind of got me thinking about Veranda during the off-season a little bit more. And then I think someone picked it into me this season. Might have been Magician, and then I went like 4-0 or something. And then I picked it and went 4-0 again. And then I just started thinking about Veranda more and studying it more. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, wow, Veranda's one of my favorite venues, just like that. You know, it's kind of stupid. One thing I'm really happy with so far is that if you look across all my SEL picks and bans over all the seasons, especially the last two, there's just no clear pattern. I'm happy to play a bunch of these. There's a few clear bans now and then, but they're almost always opponent centric. You know, I'm looking at my own thing here. In all of SEL history, Ballroom picked 11 times because there was one season where I picked it a ton. Pub picked 10 times, same thing. Courtyard picked 8 times. High Rise picked 7 times. I mean, there's just no pattern. I banned Veranda 11 times, but now I'm picking it and I'm not banning it all of a sudden at all. Gallery 8 times. Old Courtyard 4 times, but that doesn't even count anymore. Old Balcony 4 times. I used to ban Balcony a ton in seasons 2 and 3, and then I picked it a ton in season 4. So I'm actually really happy. If I were studying me, this is the best thing I could say for myself. If I were studying me, I'd be like, what the hell do I pick and ban against this guy? And that's what I want. That's what I really wanted. And it kind of happened naturally, you know, just by studying stuff and being open to changes and just forcing myself to change. And I'm so happy with how it's come out, actually, the venue stuff. I just feel like there's just such a broad playing field there. And I didn't think that was going to happen. So, yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can fix this window real quick. Let's see if we can switch this here. We're going to try a little SpyParty. We're going to change it to capture specific window. See, it says window capture already. So I probably just need there's like a stretch thing or something, right? This is Ob's Studio, by the way. I just switched. This is my first time ever streaming with it because it's what I needed to do to get the heart rate thing. Okay. Is that better? I think that might be better. I think it might have happened because I opened it. Oh, I was using OBS before, but this is OBS Studio. I was using the original OBS. Yeah, so I can change the size, but there are other problems with that, as I recall. All right, give me a second here. Since we're killing time anyway, you guys can help me fix this. There we go. Oh, everything's going to shift. Be ready, guys. Be ready. See, I thought before it automatically scaled. Where are we here? There we go. See, see, that's the problem. It's going to be like this. The resolution's off. You see? There we go. There we go. Okay, so it's just going to put it in the middle is what's going to happen there. Yeah, so, I think the resolution is just wrong. I think I changed the resolution because I have a very large screen resolution. Well, it's good, but there's black bars now, which is not what I was hoping for. So, yeah. All right, it's better at least. It's better at least. Wait, hang on. It can only there's only one way it can get better. Okay, never mind. There we go. Lazy Bear says, whenever I pick swingy maps over opponents, I feel outskill me. It just burns me. Well, so there's something to be said for that. I mean, you just need, you just need that humility. You just need to know, right? Am I gonna need it or not? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. All right. I need to make this webcam line up with the little thing beneath it perfectly. I need to do that. This is what we call OBS OCD. Is it lined up perfectly? Maybe. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Change the frame rate. I can't tell if that's a joke. That sounds like a joke. And the reason I say it sounds like a joke is because Cleetose said it. Okay. So let's watch some more replays. We're going to give it a few more minutes, and then I'm going to take a break and then just check back in, and maybe you can all come back if he comes back. But at this point, it's getting a little late. It's past midnight here. Now, I don't have anything too important to do tomorrow, and I'm more than willing to wait for this and stay up late. Probably not till like 2 or 3, but till 1 probably, easily, yeah. So we'll figure that out soon. What are we doing here? Obviously, we'll all just need to spam text KCM. Okay. I'll put on another game here while we're waiting. I'll give another game or two, and then we're going to call it a day. Is he in? No. Okay. KCM's not in the lobby. Just making sure I didn't miss it. Okay. KCM/Steam. Very nice. You guys are really killing it with the jokes. The jokes are on point. Let's see here. 2,900 games. Okay. I'm going to figure out who this is in reverse. Hang on a second. You are... Oh, I don't actually know. Hang on a second. No, I'm going to find it. That's Legorv. Hi, Legorv. Got it. Doing fancy stuff. If Cleetose wants to play the fake KCM, and I can remind stream viewers every few seconds that it's not really KCM, I'll spectate. Yeah, Cleetose, don't you want to warm up? Or do you want to warm up against me? I mean, do you want to warm up against me, Cleetose? Oh, Smallman. Oh, God. Oh, God, the alts. Oh, God, all the alts are coming out to play. Yeah, let's play a little. Sure. Yeah, we'll just play a little bit. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, man. Yeah, we don't need to do anything. Okay. You can leave the stream open. It's not going to be that easy when KCM comes in, but... What do you want to play, Cleetose? You want to do ballroom? Because you're gonna thinking about doubling ballroom. All right. Okay. KCM's not gonna be Smallman unless he randoms him, but he could be a lot of other people. But let's get a few in there at least. All right. This is, I mean, I can't really approximate a KCM game for him, but I'm gonna try. Excuse me. So here's how you know this is a KCM game. I'm not going to Windows to flirt. Right off the bat, I have to do something different than I might normally do. What odds are we giving for Cleetose win? I don't know. That's a really good question. Noob can talk about the ELO odds or whatever. But that's going to be a little different, so. No, so the decision to bug was the KCM play, but I did it very badly. 4-1. So the problem is Cleetose can't even tie. This is a mess, by the way, but that's okay. I'm actually not paying enough attention to the game to play even like a rough approximation of low-level KCM. It was low heart rate because I haven't done anything important, and we're just screwing around. I'd really like the ambassador to leave now because I want a microfilm. Not because I want a microfilm, but because it's the KCM play. This splurt is a little aggressive for KCM, but I think the fact that I'm trying to finish without statues is KCM enough. Ooh, hitting that fingerprint might change things. Uh-oh, white test. And the ambassador's coming by. That's screwed. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Did my heart rate spike? And there goes General with the briefcase. I don't care for that at all. I have a chance to finish BB? I don't. This ended up being slightly more KCM-like than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to get... Look at this. Look at how close I am to finishing here. He's got me. Yeah. So I'm a little bummed about that because I think if the DA had gotten in, I would have been fine. And I actually would have been pretty happy with that because I would have gotten away with bug and microfilm and played either a silent game or a statueless game, and that's the most KCM thing I can do, frankly. So, yeah. I think that would have been really good, and if I'd gotten the other print, that would have done it too. So that was sloppy, but just for the inspects. Yeah. How come when you die your heart rate goes up? I don't know. Was it 90 on the white test? That's interesting. Yes, that was the worst part. That's awesome. That's so cool. I wasn't even looking. That's so good. Cleetose thought I went twice? Oh, dear. He got shot because he thought I did inspects. I did not do inspects. Oh, God. Cleetose, this is not making me feel good about your chances that you miscounted my inspects and then shot me anyway. Oh my God, Cleetose. Oh my God. Cleetose, please count inspects against KCM properly. Oh my God, that's terrible. On the other hand, he was right, so if it's just his lucky day, awesome. Let's just do that. Come on. That's cool. I got no problem with that. All right, General's got a print. I'm not gonna snipe like KCM because I can't do that. It's too foreign to me. General has. Ooh. I'm gonna play a little speculatively here. I'm gonna do some weird stuff. Like that Cyclo light. Oh, no, I don't think so. What we got here? It's teal. Light the spy? I probably will. I actually looked away from the window for a couple seconds. I shouldn't be looking at chat. You guys are messing me up here. I require all the attention I have. Rocker possible microfilm. Ooh, boy. Okay. General is finished with inspects. He's the only one. Ooh, I know. Okay, that wasn't a bug. Oh boy.
Banana bread.
I think it's him. General's top suspect. I don't like that banana bread though. That bugs me. It makes me doubt General's top suspect, but I don't like any of my other suspects enough. So right now I'm holding the shot. Oh, yeah, but did the little jive. The fact that General did not bug there. Did Teal bug? I was not looking. I should have been looking. Did not get a good look at that though either. Teal reject. Good grief, this freaking ambassador. Oh my god, you just want to get bugged so bad, don't you? Oh my god. For crying out loud. Okay, definitely rethinking General. Teal. Oh boy. Teal top. I'm gonna take a low percentage shot here. Okay. He did bug. Okay. Were they not gonna finish inspect there? Were they putting that down without finishing inspect? They weren't inspecting at all. Oh, they were just oh, it was just gonna be a swap instead. Wow. So they did bug there. Okay. All right. I looked away at the wrong time and looked back and thought, was that a bug? Yeah, so General half second out. That's what I knew that at minimum it was like instant BB, and not only was that hard to stomach, but that was also like I don't even think he does that much, so I didn't care for that at all. Yeah, that BB did not feel like General at all. So I actually feel like Cleetose' best chance of winning is specifically... Uh-oh, white time ad. Let's see if I get busted. Cleetose' best chance of winning is just playing a really strong sniper game and just locking it down. Because I feel like Cleetose is going to get some missions done, and you got to get missions done against KCM because he will not be goaded into shooting easily. So it's really going to be mostly about Cleetose' sniper against KCM's ridiculous spy.
Banana bread.
So I think I'm a suspect. I think I got a highlight for that time ad, and I don't care for that fact at all. So I'm actually going to try to lay low to throw things off a little bit, hopefully. Make window have a stress effect so it blurs along the edges. Did you by any chance play that game Eternal Darkness back in the day for the GameCube?
Banana bread.
Oh, hello, seduction target. And I've two-flirted just like that. So, I have to consider the possibility that I'm actually not a huge suspect, because, you know, that's an easy mistake to make, is to assume you are. And I don't want to make that mistake. I'm super distracted, though. I can't talk to chat this much and play my best game. I'm just not capable of it anymore. I can talk to my opponent and play really well. I learned that from Drawn. But engaging with chat is totally different for some reason. I think he's all over this. Oh, okay. That'll work. I was low lit for the possible time ad instead. See, you never know, man. So the way that game was playing out with the laser movement, at some point it convinced me I wasn't actually a big suspect for the time ad, and that's when I started to do stuff. So, yeah. Swallowing got shot? That's fair. That's fair. Fair. Also, I can't snipe as well when I can't say a bunch of stuff out loud very easily, which really messes with me. Big part of my memorization is, you know. I'm not guarding anything particularly well right now. Irish has a print. It's a really good redirect from the twin. Nope, never mind. You know what? I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah, that's good. When you can see the ambassador, the smallman, and the drink take all in one zoom, just do that. Don't look at anything else. That's all you need to know. Was this a quick swamp from him? I'm gonna take a lot of weird behavioral lowlights based on my Cleetose research. My Cle search, if you will. I think Wheels might have done swapped. Oh yeah, they didn't fix the thing where you can go all the way to the right yet. Ugh, boy, that's bugging me right now. All right, a few more minutes, a few more games, and then we're gonna, I guess I'll take a break and hop back on if it happens. And I'll see if Wheels like otherwise finishes. If he doesn't do anything else, I'm just not going to shoot. But
Banana bread.
was he alone for that? Maybe. Oh boy, I think Wheels was alone. I think I might have phantomed a swap, especially because Wheels is not acting like a spy at all. If I never see Wheels at Blue Bookshelf, I'm just going to assume it's not him. But I've played this game very sloppy and I've been very distracted. So I could easily lose it. But hey, that'll build up Cleetose' confidence, and that's just as good. Oh, Wheels is going back to statues. I don't care for that at all. I think he was alone, though, for that. Oh, the timing is so spy. Never mind. Whoop. Don't think it was him. Wait, did I get that wrong? Or did I mismemorize? Nope, I did. Whoops. I did a lot of weird stuff. Oh, did I throw the lowlight off early on to Irish? That's why that game made no sense. Is that the behavioral lowlight? Yeah, that's as soon as I said it, I said I'm going to take a weird behavioral lowlight. The weird behavioral low light was I don't think he's gonna go to inspects in the first like half of the game. Also, unless he got a fingerprint off the blue. Did he get a fingerprint off the blue? No, no, that's right. Oh, that's right. He wasted time on the. Okay, I forgot. I do have a note on Cleetos taking books to waste time, but I have it for him on library. I didn't notice him doing it too often on ballroom. He still does, but that's right. I forgot about that. He does take books to waste time, but that's like one of the only ways he likes to waste time. All right, good for him. Good stuff. Forgot about that. I should have looked at my. Would it have made sense, or would it have been a little? Would it have been bad form to review my notes for a casual set that didn't matter? That might have been a little lame. All right, let's try this again. A few more games. Yeah, I think that would be bad form if I refreshed my memory on those notes. Always play against your last SpyParty game. I mean, oh, I've offered to tell Cleetos absolutely anything he wants to know about KCM that I am capable of knowing. Absolutely. My notes on Cleetos? Yeah, but KCM's not going to play that way. KCM's going to play it by ear. He doesn't have specific notes on Cleetos. I really like the delay on that bug. I waited for a lot of like laser cycles and stuff, and I think that's clean. And I really don't want the ambassador to come by me again. This is stupid. This game is dumb and bad.
Banana bread.
I'm not going to split because I actually think Cleetos is pretty good at catching those, and I think it'll make me more suspicious, and the seduction target's just going to come to me anyway, so we're cool. I'm going to avoid the late statue visit because Cleetos will just ding you for that sometimes. So I'm just going to get that done now, and if he mostly saw the bug and he's waiting for a reason to shoot, then good for him, I guess. But if he didn't, and he doesn't shoot me here, then I'm just one flirt away from winning, which I will take. And it's a clean bug game, which is at least pretty decent. Ooh, the laser over me. Did my heart rate spike? It feels like it's spiking. That wasn't great, but I'll take my time. I did get blocked. I think I'm fine. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, when I'm worried about getting shot, that's when I get nervous, yes. Makes sense. So I like that bug because I was in the golden zone, the ambassador didn't walk away, and Cleetos clearly knew the ambassador was vulnerable, but they stayed vulnerable for so long that eventually he just had to start looking around the party. And I was like, you know, if I just wait a really long time and wait for what looks like a good moment, I think I have a really good chance of getting away with this, which is what happened. Okay. Some of those general leaves I don't love. And a little suspicious of Papa. It's pretty early, though. It's a reasonable window. I really wish I could go all the way to the side again. This is really annoying me. It doesn't come up very often, but it's coming up now. I'm going to stop taking behavioral lowlights because that works a lot better when you're fresh on your notes, for one thing, and when you're just better at it in general than I currently am. Although I've been having a lot more luck with it the more I've gotten into it. General's taking another blue book, which means I'm considering behaviorally low lighting him right after I said I'm not going to do that. Okay, Toby's jumping conversations. That's always a slightly added reason to watch. Oh wow, and he bounces all the way to a different one. Didn't get a good look at that. Way too distracted here.
Banana bread.
If she split, good for her. I'm going to do this anyway. I think she was technically in, but I'm fine with it. Not sure if sorry was or not. I didn't get as much out of that as I wanted. I also didn't get enough positive information. I only got a little bit of negative information. That's not as good in this case. For a couple of reasons, which I will enumerate on some other time. Ah, nicely done. Ah, at the end, he was basically already done. So he was just holding that book around for no reason. That makes sense. Yeah, so that game, I think it was about a minute ago, I specifically thought to myself, I don't have a good sense of fingerprint this game at all. I have not been tracking it properly. Oh, we got the bug. Oh, you got the bug post low light. Okay, okay. I took one of those low lights this game. And it was him. Good for him. Let's do a pure random. Okay. Except, come on, Smallman's got to be in here. And he's got to be the ambassador. And I've got to be a different spy. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be the spy I randomed. I don't think you need to keep the whole cast to be true random. There's certain characters just have to be in there sometimes. Whether you're them or not. If you change your spy, though, that's not true random. Okay, you go ahead and mark that book because I'm never going to see it again. So there's one nice thing about the bookmarking, which is he's probably going to be done looking at me for a couple seconds after I see him mark it. Point to Temple Man meme guy. Point to Temple guy also says, hey, talk when it's your turn. Instead of talking to your chat. Talk in the game, not in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can go silent this game. I would like that. We'll see if it adds up. It might not, but I'm going to try. Go ahead, mark the book. Mark the book, please. I did it the wrong time. No, heart rate spike. Heart rate. She takes a drink. I have to hurry up and flirt.
Banana bread.
Changed my mind about it being a silent game. because I just didn't feel like anything else was going to line up. That'll work. All right. So the microfilm's getting by him pretty well, and that's actually tough. I'm getting microfilm and bug by him, and that's rough because KCM will do those, particularly the bug. So I kind of want him to be catching me on these, so that's one of the reasons I'm doing them. Okay, a couple more, and then I guess we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it a night, and maybe this will. I mean, the rough thing is that means it'll probably happen overnight, and I'll wake up and find out, which is a shame. Stairs 1, 2. Gotta imagine somebody is rush swapping here, right? Maybe not. He did that. He beat me in an SCL game with an insta swap that I did not think he'd gotten to in time. I thought I'd made it, but I was wrong. Blind watch? Oh, you know, I don't know. I feel like messages are going to come flooding in either way, you know. Maybe. So here's the real problem. And this actually happened to me last season. Last season, I needed to know whether or not Bacon won against Bloom at the end of the season to see if Bacon or I was going to make it. I was in the same freaking kind of position in a lot of ways. And I am already not paying attention to this game and he's going to beat me. But I hope it gets his confidence up, too. And I knew they were going to play late at night because, you know, crazy Australia stuff and Bacon having weird hours in general. He's... Oh, okay, so it's one of those two. Okay.
Banana bread.
Yeah, I felt like a rush there at the end. So I was waiting to see if he was going to beat Bloom, because that was going to clinch it for him, potentially, if he did. And I knew it was going to be, like, in the middle of the night for me. But I'm kind of a light sleeper, and I'll wake up a couple times in the middle of the night sometimes and get up and use the bathroom or something, or get a drink or whatever, and sleep in, like, 4 or 5 hour chunks sometimes. So I woke up at some point, like, briefly, at, like, 4 a.m. or something like that, and I just knew already that, you know, if I just hurry up and look at the beta site right now, I can see. And I checked, and then I went back to bed, realizing that, you know, my season was, I was not going to make the finals. So this would actually be the same thing 2 years in a row. So this is really stupid because Cleetose is all about that fingerprint, and he will note fingerprint people, and that's why I haven't done it yet this match. But I'm going to make an exception here because I haven't done it yet. I'm not going to be able to flirt with Taft at all, am I? Oops. So anyway, yeah, I might for the second straight year go to bed and wake up in the middle of the night and find out if I'm in the finals or not, or find out if I can be or if I've been ruled out or whatever. Ah, I missed the fingerprint. Dagnabbit. So I didn't see him mark it this time, so I'm gonna just hope / assume that he didn't catch it. I might put it back depending on how all this feels. We'll see. Yeah, I think I might have gotten it there late. I actually feel like I could probably get a sieve shot here instead.
Banana bread.
Yeah, you got me. I was being very aggressive there at the end. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so last game, and then... Didn't I say a few games ago that he's good at catching splits? I think I wait a little bit longer on that one, but anyone who leaves in the next few seconds after a green BB, Cleetose is very likely to get that, yeah. I mean, guys, it's possible they're not even going to play tonight. Like, something might have just kept him up related to work or something like that, so... Yeah, see, check it out. So here's the thing. He's like catching. I mean, he'll get you for middle statues. You know, he'll take that. He'll take that early shot. Frankly. But the thing is, KCM's not going to give you those opportunities very much. He's not going to do that. We're going to switch it up and do statue highlights this time. First time I've done it this set. My clicking is way off. I am genuinely tired. I do not play well tired, by the way, in case you can't already tell. It's possible this might get rescheduled? Yes, it is possible at this point. But they're on West Coast time, so they can do this in an hour or two, and it's not that crazy for them. So there's a chance it'll just be way too late for me to conceivably watch. Well, I switched back to boring statue highlights this game, and tons of people with statues, so good times. If that were Cleetose, he would have bugged there. We're going back to the goofy lowlights. Oh my god, the statues. Oh my god, so many. That's okay. We'll work around it. Think about this soon. So Cleetose is not purloined very often, and I've been forgetting to check it for... Oh, okay, hang on. Center... Is it Tex again, doing a rush? If we get a BB here from Tex, I think it's gonna be him. No, it's either that or Irish. Yeah, couldn't have been him. Don't think it's her either. But I'm not sure. I feel very safe right now because none of them can do a real BB. Irish hasn't moved, I think, since the swap went off. Tex has moved just once. Boots has moved around a few times, and she's talking a lot. I'm leaning Boots, but just barely. I just don't... Yep. Was that the last flirt for Boots? Nope, Tex. Yeah, I stopped watching Purloin altogether. That was messy as hell, but then again, I've never ever played this late in my life, I don't think. I'll take it. It says, didn't mean to swap there. It didn't make sense to me, yeah, but it was very surprising, so... Oh, okay. Okay. He been playing too long to change my ways. No, Cleetos, you have so much more to give, so much more to do. KCM knows how you play. You gotta mix it up. You gotta shock him. All right. Well, that's probably gonna be it because it's been an hour and a half, and KCM's not here. So maybe there's miscommunication. Maybe got detained. In the general sense of the word, not like formally detained. Oh God, sorry guys. We just ended up taking a look at a little history and playing a small set of games. My heart rate got over 90 for a white microfilm. That was about it. KCM is in jail. Yeah, maybe. Oh, so I'm a little bummed. This might just happen tomorrow, and if it happens tomorrow, and I'm not casting already, I'm gonna try to do the exact same thing if I get a chance. Yeah, Cleetos maybe doesn't want to anyway, so we're gonna wait at least one more night to find out what's going on. This is a forfeit, right? This means KCM forfeits? I'm pretty sure that's how that works. He said he would be here, and now he's not, so forfeit. Okay, no. No, he doesn't forfeit. He does not FF. It could just be 1F instead. So good games, Cleetos. Good fun stuff. Try not to swap by accident against KCM, although I will say unconventionally timed swaps surprisingly good against his sniper. So maybe do it anyway. I don't know. Good luck. But you should be very concerned. I am very concerned, Cleetos, that a couple of the games I won, I got bug and microfilm by you, and he likes those. So don't let me do that. I wanted you to catch me doing that. Yeah, the other swap was intentional. Yeah. The second swap, I'm glad to hear that wasn't intentional because when it happened, I was like, what? What? Why would that happen now? And I was totally thrown by it. But that's one of the reasons it worked. Anyway. Yes, but don't let me get away with the microfilm bug nonsense. Don't let him get away with it either. You can get him. I know you can do it. I know you can do it, Cleetos. If you guys even play at all, maybe I'll wake up and find out. Maybe it'll just happen tomorrow. Let me know. Try to not put it near a cast so I can watch, ideally. But, you know, ultimately it's your match. You don't have to do this around me, so do what you want to do. If nobody else has anything else to say, yeah, you know. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to sign off in a minute, though. I'm going to take it easy in as much as I can. I have all this pent-up energy and even stress, and I was really hoping that I'd be able to take it out on softball. There's supposed to be a doubleheader tomorrow, but it's going to get rained out. I just know it, so I'm just going to be all nervous and jittery all night and all day, unfortunately. But okay. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry there wasn't more to watch. False alarm. We'll find out maybe tomorrow. So, bye.